Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. They are basically my musical recommendation of the day. But before I do that, I'm going to say that I do have a special guest supposedly on Friday. So I'm going to be talking to Troutface again. And I say supposedly because who knows? You know how these things go out. You make plans and then they fall apart. But usually Trout Face is a reliable guy, so I think it will be a success. And we're going to be talking about a movie, so it'll be like a movie review sort of thing. And he's going to bring whatever kind of expertise he has, which is varied. He's actually he's involved in psychiatric or psychological kind of work, so he'll probably bring some perspective to it that I might lack. Not to discount myself too much, but everybody has something else that they bring to the table. But other than that, I've got my commitment to doing 5 episodes per week minimum. So I'm going to keep trying to do that. It's not to say I will always succeed. There may be a few weeks where, hey, I'm just too busy. For example, next week, I am potentially going to be on a grand jury of all things. Unless I wasn't selected. I don't know yet. They didn't notify me. But that's to give you an idea that, things are up in the air. I can't really make any absolute promises. But you didn't click on this to hear this stuff. You wanted to hear me talk a little bit about Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. So they are a rock band, and as you might have guessed from their band name, they play some psychedelic kind of heavy metal, stoner rock, doom metal. Sometimes it's called occult rock. And they're from England. They have a very Black Sabbath like sound, and they've been active since around 2009 to the present. I could go over their entire discography, but they've got like, I think, 5 albums. They've got albums like Volume 1, which is a little bit Sabbath like. I know Black Sabbath has an album called Volume 4. Great album, by the way. And their most recent album, though, is Wasteland, released in 2018. So, but the weird thing about this band is that they've got all good albums from what I can tell, and they've got all good songs. I can't really say that about many bands at all, so it's a little bit strange. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could try to pick apart individual songs and say, oh, this one's better than that one. That one's not. It lacks this quality or that. But really, from what I've heard, I've listened to like 15, maybe 20 of their songs. And I got to tell you, like, they're all equally good. And I guess you could maybe say they're a little bit derivative of Black Sabbath and whatnot. But I don't know. It's one of those things where you could really say that about any band. Like, let's delve into it and dismiss it because, they sound a little bit like what came before. But I don't really want to do that. I'm not really into that mentality. I'll just say that, if you like Black Sabbath, you're going to like this band more than likely. They're not painfully derivative. They do sound somewhat original, and their songs you might almost say they're formulaic, but they're not really that much. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a vicious critique that I could make here, but none are really coming to mind. They're just good songs, Even at my bitchiest, most stereotypical, uh, putting on the critic hat phase, I just can't really come up with anything bad to say about them. So, if you want an example of one of their singles that kind of encapsulates their sound and their mood and their aura or whatever you want to call it, you might want to check out Runaway Girls, which was released in 2014. There's an awesome Black Sabbath-like riff, and it's really just a perfect representation of what the band has to offer. There's also a music video. Yeah, it's got some. The music video is a little bit like it seems to be like a cute little riff on like the Marilyn Manson cult, like so. I mean, they're one of those kind of bands that's I don't think they're seriously believers in anything like Charles Manson or whatever, but they have something to do with the lore of that. And as far as the current members of the band go, you've got Uncle Acid himself, whose real name is Kevin R. Stars. He does the lead guitar and lead vocals and occasionally organ. So he's been in there from 2009 to the present. You've got Von Stokes on rhythm guitar and backing vocals from 2015 to present. John Rice is on drums from 2017 to present. And you've got Justin Smith on bass from 2018 to present. And for past members, you've got people like Dean Miller on bass and backing vocals, Thomas Mauforth on drums, Itamar Rubinger on drums, Yotam Rubinger on rhythm guitar and backing vocals. And really, what more can I say about this band? They're just good, That's really all you need to know about them. Just go ahead and check them out. I don't think you'll be disappointed in anything they do, unless you don't like rock music. Then obviously you're going to be in trouble listening to a band like this. But it's it's a good band. They're not brand spanking new, but it's nice to like a band that's not from like the 1990s or when I was a kid. Um, I do appreciate that there are some bands that came out in the last 20 years or so that are worthwhile. And they seem to still be going strong, which is another good thing too. So that's about all I need to say about them. And look forward to those new episodes that are coming out between today and Friday. All right, so have a wonderful day.